I have another question from Samantha, microphone number 2.
Yes, Chairman, I would like to introduce Craig Caulfield, who is attending today's meeting as a shareholder.
Good morning, Ms McLaughlin and Mr Johnston, and to the board. Just before my questions, can I just mention a point at the entry? A gentleman here, a colleague of mine, was told he can't ask questions here. He purchased his shares last week. They've settled yesterday. He's registered and they see that he's registered. We were told that proxy holders had to get their questions in by 5 p.m, I think, on Friday. He's not a proxy holder, he's a shareholder. So I would like you to just affirm now that he can ask questions here because he's a registered shareholder.
If your colleague's a registered shareholder, he can ask questions, Mr Caulfield.
Yes, thank you. So my question, thank you for that. We're aware the ACCC has rejected ANZ's proposed takeover of Suncorp Bank, citing it will reduce competition. We also understand that Suncorp wants to focus on insurance, and I'm agreeing with that, separate the insurance and banking divisions. Insurance is getting very complex. Suncorp has an option to separately float the bank division from the insurance division on the ASX that surely the board has considered. This does not require ACCC approval, and it will save shareholders time and massive legal cost of challenging a regulator's decision. 1, will the board now seriously consider floating Suncorp Bank as a separate entity to Suncorp Insurance on the ASX so shareholders have greater certainty and greater flexibility? And 2, will the board protect the good customers of Suncorp Bank by ensuring they are not thrown into the ANZ train wreck? And I say that with a little bit of background. As you know, I founded Bank Warriors. I'm an advisor to Bank Reform now. We have 15,000 members and followers. I've travelled the east coast of Australia. I can say that Suncorp, I hear of Suncorp complaints, but they feature less proportionally to your size. I'm pleased to hear. But ANZ, there is just too many ANZ complaints out there. And you are throwing your good Suncorp people into a very bad system. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr Caulfield, for your observations. I think it's important that you know that the board undertook a comprehensive strategic review which included appropriate advisor input around the best options for all stakeholders before we entered into the compelling and legally binding agreement with ANZ. That, as I mentioned earlier, is now subject to a legal process through the Australian Competition Tribunal, so I'm not going to comment any further on that today, but I note your comments.
Thank you. I have some more questions, but I'll sit down if other people have got some.
Thank you. On this item or other items?
Similar and other items.
Okay, well, I'll just see, is there any other questions in the room? Mary?